The Warriors face the Lakers in LA tonight in the play-in tournament. The loser of this game faces elimination on Friday. Steph and LeBron have scored off 38 times, 22 of those coming in the playoffs. And although LeBron has the edge in scoring, rebounding, and assists, it's Curry who has him where it counts in the win column.
He has the edge in
Curry's
teammates.
15-7 versus James in the postseason and 22-16 overall. Stephen A., who's the most important player not named LeBron or Steph in tonight's play-in game?
Believe it or not, I think it's Andrew Wiggins. Somebody that I was quoted as saying I wouldn't give away for a box of cookies. I wouldn't give a box of cookies away to get them. Here's my thing about the former #1 overall pick. Andrew Wiggins can play, but that's why I said what I said. Because for every game that he drops big numbers and big buckets, he's a virtual non-factor in the next 5. He just seems to be one of those guys whose numbers don't appear to be impactful almost at any time he plays. And that's what I find disappointing. I never, ever would say he's a scrub and he can't play. He can play. The problem is because he can play, you would expect so much more from him if he had the kind of fire that you're looking for from him. But everybody knows he's been devoid of that throughout his entire career. Jimmy Butler lamented that when they were in Minnesota. Others have lamented it in NBA circles as well. And I think that if he shows up tonight and plays big, because Draymond's going to do what he's going to do, and, you got other guys like Jordan Poole and others, they're going to just do whatever they can. Steph Curry, he's the head of the snake. He's going to try to, save the day, all of that other stuff. But somebody's got to step up and say, Steph don't have Clay. So here I am. Give me the damn ball too. Let's do this. You got to have that kind of attitude. And if Andrew Wiggins has that kind of attitude and is able to put up plus 25 a game, this game could be very, very interesting. The Lakers could be in some trouble. He's about 6'7", 6'8". He's got good enough size. He can make things happen. He's got athleticism. Can he do it? I think that's what makes him important because I think that's the only thing that gives the Golden State Warriors a chance to win this game.
I'm sorry, Molly. That answer was so ridiculous. I need to make sure that I understand the question. Could you repeat the question?
Yeah, most important player not named LeBron or Steph in tonight's playing game.
Yeah. And Anthony Davis is playing in the game. Mm-hmm. And Stephen A. Smith's answer is Andrew Wiggins.
I'm not worried about Anthony Davis.
Box of cookies, right?
I know
you brought it up because I could have sworn. I'm glad you brought it up because I could have sworn I heard you say the other day. I think it was on the jump, right? Wouldn't trade him for a box of cookies.
I did say that.
So what would you trade AD for? What do you like? Chris Rock, 1 rib. How much is 1 rib, right? Like, what would you trade AD for if Andrew Wiggins is more important than Anthony Davis? Anthony Davis might wind up to be the most important player in the game, period. He is on the LeBron Steph level. When you talk about the best players in the game, AD's name is in that conversation. And you want to take a guy like Andrew Wiggins, you could say, well, he has an impact, and for 5 games he doesn't. Andrew Wiggins is a good player. He's not an all-star. He's a good player. AD is an MVP caliber player. AD is so great that just with LeBron alone, they don't need a big 3, according to many. Just those 2 guys. Perk was on here earlier saying they can defend their title in this league, in this Western Conference, with a big 3 in the Nets. Why? Not because LeBron's alone. When LeBron was alone, they couldn't do anything. Because LeBron has Anthony Davis, who is... The only argument that AD is not the 3rd most important player in this game is that he's the 2nd or 1st most important. You want to make that argument? That's better than saying he's at best the 4th most important player in the game.
I specifically talked about how Anthony Davis was a top 5 player on the planet. We take for granted what he's going to do, and I'm taking it for granted here. He's LeBron James' teammate. Take LeBron and Steph aside. We know what they have. Just like I mentioned Draymond Green. We know what to expect from Draymond Green in terms of being that point forward and the facilitator and the defender and all of that other stuff. When I answer the question about the most important player not named LeBron or Steph, I'm talking about an X factor that could potentially help dictate an unexpected outcome. Anthony Davis is a given. LeBron is a given. Steph is a given. Whatever you're going to get from Draymond Green is a given. What's the thing you can't take for granted? What's the wild card?
That's
how I'm okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about somebody that's obvious like Anthony Davis. We know he's the top
right,
5 player on the planet.
I got it. You were answering a different
That's
question.
what I'm talking about.
Okay,
But to me, it's the same question. The most important player not named LeBron or Steph, I'm looking at it that way because I'm taking for granted Anthony Davis and LeBron.
Let's keep it rolling. Lakers favored by 5. Stephen A., you're up first. Give me your final predictions for tonight's game.
Lakers win. I think it's going to be tight. I think Steph is going to go berserk. But I do think that the Lakers are going to have too much. I think as the game wanes, the Lakers' size, defensive prowess, interior defense, interior muscle is going to be a bit too much for Golden State to overcome, and they pull away late. I'm predicting the Lakers win 115-103.
For the first time today, I agree with you, Stephen A., and for the reasons you just outlined. And I want to say one more thing. That record, the head-to-head record that everyone brings up to make it sound like it's a rivalry between Steph and LeBron is so misleading. Steph has had the better teammates by far, which is why when you see the individual matchup, LeBron is stomping him out. It's not close. It's not. He's as good as 2 Steph Currys when it matters most, as 2 of them, but at least 1.5 Stephs. Steph has had better teammates. Now, LeBron has better teammates. So for that reason, while I agree with Stephen A's analysis and conclusion, it's going to be close, I want to point out the record between the two will get a little bit closer.
Okay. How many threes, Stephen A., does Steph get tonight?
How many threes?
Yeah, how many threes?
8.
8. Max?
Yeah, I think that's about right. He'll take 12 or 13, like 8 of them.
How many points does he need, though, to get the JOB done? That's the real
45.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.